Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Harihi Om. A very happy Women's Day to all of you. Today, the topic for our session, the topic that we would be thinking on is, you are your own best friend. Best friend. Isn't it a lovely word itself? And nowadays there's one more word added, which is forever. Best friends forever. And that is how we introduce. He is my BFF. She is my BFF. BFF, best friends forever. It's such a nice feeling to have a friend. There are so many festivals, there are so many cards, and there's a huge industry that goes for celebrating friendships. A best friend. All of you must be thinking of your best friend probably right now. I don't know whether you have seen, maybe you have come across. I have come across some little kids, and one kid tells the other kid, from today we are best friends, okay? And then we elders, we smile at these things because we know best friendships or even friendships are not made by simply deciding. Friendships are made by spending time. The more we spend time, the more we come closer. And this is not only for friendship, but for any relationship. The more time we spend, the more friends, the more deeper grows the relationship. Even in our life, it is not that we decide or we understand, oh, this person is my best friend. It is the world who recognizes, oh, they are best friends, okay? And how do we know they are best friends? When both the names are always taken together. Like Pujya Guruji says, when we see one, we always remember the other. Or rather, we miss the other. Where is the other one? Or if one person is present, the other person name at least we always have to take. When their both names go together, that is friendship. So how does it start? It starts by spending more and more time. So if I have to be my best friend, I also need to spend time with myself. And that is how we come to that particular word, which is again very famous these days, which is me time. And we can see all around that spending some time with myself is becoming the most difficult part these days. I am so occupied with the world around me. I am so occupied with the mundane activities that I don't find time for myself. And therefore, if we want to become our best friends, I think it can start with the me time. Spending some time with myself every day. If I have not done that for a long time, then I need to start with probably a hobby. I can paint, I can sing, I can do gardening, I can write, I can read, I can cook. Something which I am doing just with myself, not with many people around. Sometimes it can merely be having a cup of tea just with yourself. Why so? What is so much importance? What is the importance of this me time? Because we get time with ourselves. See, when we get time with that person, and what do we say? Quality time. I want to spend some quality time with you. Sometimes many, couples also, husband, wife, both of them are working, and then suddenly one person says to the other, says, we have not spent a quality time with each other since a long time. Let's go for an outing. So a quality time is when you are not worried about anything else. I am not distracted about other things, but I am just focused on that person or that thing with which or with whom I want to spend a quality time. So even when we say me time, it has to be quality time. It has to be time with myself without much distractions. And therefore, I think the first thing goes out would be the gadgets. Me time is not movie time. Me time can't be, WhatsApp time. Me time is when I do something that I really love the most. I can do something. It could be just sitting down with oneself. And then what happens during this time? Some deeper conversations take place, don't they? When I'm trying to spend some me time with my person, then I have to make sure that I'm not distracted myself by anything else, and that person also shouldn't be distracted by anything else. And then we have a conversation. And that conversation, isn't it always relieving, fulfilling, calming? Sometimes one person speaks out others' heart. And then we realize, oh, we were thinking in the same way. So this me time has to be without distractions, so that some deeper conversations take place. Similarly, when I spend some me time with myself, when I spend some quality time with myself, then what happens is some deeper conversations start taking place with myself. I start realizing, I start thinking about some incidents about my life, maybe some challenges that I'm facing, maybe some bitter experiences that I have gone through, maybe some great memories that I have come across. All these things come up. And then maybe one starts realizing that exactly where am I going wrong? Exactly what is happening? This me time which I spend, you never know when it can become a reflective time, when it can take turn to a time of reflection. Of course, this happens when there is satsang in life. And I am taking it for granted, because if you are listening to this, if you have come to Chinmaya channel to listen to something, I am sure you have done some satsang before, and you would continue it through our Chinmaya channel. So when there is satsang and then there is some me time spent, then that me time starts becoming reflective time. And then I start thinking, why exactly did this happen to me? What exactly was going wrong? What can be done to make it better? And then I realized, I think I need to improve upon myself. And here comes our dearest and most revered Bhagavan Shri Krishna's advice. Bhagavan says in 6th chapter, Uddharet Atmana Atmanam Na Atmanam Avasadayet. Why? Because Atmaiva Atmano Bandhuhu Atmaiva Ripuhu Atmanaha. Oh my dear Arjuna, and through Arjuna he speaks to all of us. Oh my dear friend, lift yourself by yourself. Do not allow yourself to fall down. Why? Because you are your best friend and you can be your worst enemy. Okay, I am my best friend, this I can understand. But how can I be my worst enemy? Enemy is the one who harms. I never harm myself. I don't come and pinch myself or hit myself or harm myself or burn myself. I don't do that. How can I be my enemy? Enemy is one who doesn't allow me to achieve what I have decided. Enemy is one who doesn't allow me to achieve what I have decided. Now, again, let us look at ourselves. I decide to wake up. I decide to wake up at a particular time every day. I decide upon something. And there is no one in the world who will distract me from it. No one in the world who says that you should not do this. And yet, I am not able to achieve it. Has this happened to you? This is the enemy in me. What enemy? That factor in me which doesn't allow me to achieve what I have decided. Not someone else has given me a goal, not that they have asked me to achieve a target, not about those things. We make resolutions, we take up some tasks, and we want to finish it by ourselves. It is for me. The present I, wants to reach the ideal I. The present me wants to reach the ideal me. Who is stopping me from that? Is there not something in me only which is pulling me back? And if there is something in me which is pulling me back, ain't I my own enemy? And that is what is meant by Bhagavan Shri Krishna in this verse. That you know what? You can be your best friend and you can be your worst enemy. If I am not able to achieve it, then what is the point in calling me my own friend? Are friends not meant to help us to achieve something? If there's someone, if you plan for a competitive exam, or if you plan to achieve something amazing in your life, and if someone is constantly pulling you down, would you call that person a friend? Right. So therefore, I can be my friend and I can be my own enemy. How can I be my friend and my enemy? What exactly qualifies in me to become a friend of myself? And what is the reason in me because of which I can become my own enemy? So then in the next verse itself, Bhagavan says that one person who has gained a self-control, who has gained a control over one's own senses, that person is one's friend. Then I can be my own friend. Just imagine, I decide upon something and without any obstacles I achieve it. What an amazing feat that would be. That is a real way of being one's own friend. But how would that happen? I have decided something, I am at this point, and there's something in between. What is that something in between? That something is when my own mind and intellect do not listen to me. Or rather, my mind does not listen to my intellect. It is basically when I say my friend or being my own friend and being my own enemy, actually what we are speaking about, the relationship between the intellect and the mind. If the intellect says, let us do this, and if the mind says yes, then that is a great friendship. If the intellect says we have to achieve this, and if the mind says, let us see, abhi kya jaldi hai, we will do it later, or what is the reason, what is the purpose of doing all this, this is all useless. If all these things come, then that mind is my own enemy. Not allowing me to achieve what I want. So, what I need to nurture is the relationship between the mind and the intellect. The well-nurtured relationship between these two, that much I am my own friend. Bandhuhu atmana. I become my own friend. Who? Jitatmana. One who has won over, one who has controlled over one's own senses. One who has taught the senses to listen to one's own self. That friendship is a real friendship. That friendship is a beautiful friendship. Just imagine the intellect decides, tomorrow morning I'm going to wake up at 5 o'clock. And the mind says yes. For that I need to sleep today now itself at 10 o'clock. And then happily we get, wow. That would be a real friendship. And then, as and when we progress, slowly, the mind and intellect, they become one. The telepathy grows. Before the instruction is given by the higher me, the lower me is already seen, acting upon it. That is a best friendship. Don't we have telepathy amongst friends? The moment I want to do something, and I go and I am about to do it, I realize, oh, my friend has already done it. The job is done, the task is achieved. Isn't that a good friendship? Similarly, the more I am a friend of my own, the more I decide I want to do this, that is the beauty. Therefore, Bhagavan says, Uddharet Atmana Atmanam Na Atmanam Avasadayet. Now, this Na Atmanam Avasadayet is very beautifully explained by Pujya Guruji. He says, what do you mean by don't let yourself fall down? So he says, we should have a line for ourselves, a border line, and deciding, I am not going to fall below this. I am not going to go below this certain limit. Whatever it be, I won't fall below this. Suppose I get very, very angry. And out of anger, sometimes I become, I throw things, or sometimes some not nice things come out of my mouth. I should draw a line for myself. Even if I get angry, this particular thing I will never do. I will not fall below this line. By having such small but very, very important rules for myself, slowly what happens is this line which I have decided I will not fall below will go on increasing. It will go on uplifting itself, and that is my upliftment. Na atmanam avasadaya. Go on, lifting yourself. So, how do I lift myself? By not allowing myself to fall down below a certain limit. How do I lift myself? By befriending my mind. Again, Pujya Guruji beautifully says that I should befriend my mind. Instead of waging a war against it, instead of, having very weird things, weird relationship with mind, befriend them. Understand the mind. Make peace with the mind. And this only I can do for myself. No one else can do it. I can understand. Okay, now the mind needs this. Therefore, there is a beautiful book again by Pujya Guruji, Love Thyself. That he has said that what do you mean by really loving? Loving here is nourishing. Nourishing in the right way. Nourishing in the positive way. Nourishing in the right direction. That is true nourishment. That is true love. How do you love your body? Not by merely pampering it with some creams and lotions, but giving it the right nourishment, right exercise, right rest. Similarly, I should nourish my mind with the right thoughts, the right understanding. In this way, what happens is, slowly, my mind and my intellect become one. In what ways? By understanding the mind, by befriending the mind, by not allowing myself to fall down below a particular thing. And the best way to uplift myself, to befriend myself, is to have a great goal. If I have a greater goal, if I have a higher goal, then what happens is I definitely get rid of all the distractions and I keep on rising above and above and above. This rising above, this uplifting myself from my present state to a higher state is Uddharet Atmana Atman. I can befriend myself when I have a higher goal. I can befriend myself when I don't allow myself to go below a particular level. I can befriend myself by deciding that every day I am going to at least please one person, help one person, serve one person. Serve him in the way that person needs. When I make such resolutions, I'm making a beginning of uplifting myself. And what is the best friendship? The best friendship is that which is with a purpose. The friendship of Bhagat Singh and Rajguru. It was for a purpose. It was with a purpose. And where is the fulfillment of this friendship? The fulfillment of this friendship lies in the fact that the goal is achieved and both the friends are not important. Bhagat Singh and Rajguru, they didn't want themselves to be important. They wanted the goal to be important and the goal to be achieved. They achieved it, isn't it? Isn't that the fulfillment of their friendship? Like our friendship of Shri Abdul Kalam ji and Vasant Govarikar ji. The importance in achieving the goal and not in merely having the friendship. When the friendship is for a purpose, then that is the real achievement, the fulfillment of friendship. What is the real fulfillment of me being my own friend? When the mind and the intellect both drop down and I am skyrocketed to the state of Atma Tattva. When I abide in my Atma Nishtha, when I abide in my own true self, when I achieve Atma Nishtha, that is the best fulfillment of my friendship with my own self. Isn't it? May we all achieve this fulfilling friendship with myself under the guidance and with the blessings of Bhagwan and entire Guru Parampara. Happy Friendship Day to you. Right? Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.